Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Diva. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So today's reading is a request. The question mostly is what was this person thinking when I was staring at them? So me, I'm watching them, or I got caught staring at them, and I want to know, let's say you want to know how your person was feeling, thinking, perceiving you, seeing you. What were they thinking you were feeling, perhaps? So what they thought overall of the whole situation. Okay, so you have 6 piles. You have pile 1, which is Tarot de la Nuit. Pile 2, FountainTarot. Pile 3, Ethereal Visions Tarot. Pile 4, Wild Unknown. Pile 5, Tarot of the She. And pile 6, Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Okay, so 6 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Choose with your intuition. Okay, can play with your own perception. It could also enhance your perception, but be centered when you're kind of listening to me. You know somehow inside of you how the person was feeling, and if it's gonna resonate, take it. If it doesn't resonate, discard it. Okay, and if you're frustrated, I do apologize. I don't mean to frustrate anybody. If this video was helpful to you, if you want to like, dislike, comment down, or you want to share my video, you want to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, spoil me, or ask for a private reading. Private readings, description box is written very clearly. Read the terms of services, very important. If you want to spoil me, I always say thank you very much. And just a comment saying how you're doing will also, make me happy. I usually don't necessarily answer. I just give you a thumbs up and a heart. I read the comment no matter what it is. Even if it's a question, I don't necessarily answer, so I kind of rather keep my silence. But if you want to do those, I'll just mention what my patterns are connected to those. I consciously do them. Okay, so I'm sure you can choose, and I will start sooner or later. So pile 1, whoever chose Tarot de la Nuit, Night Tarot. Let's see what I was tuning, like energies I was tuning in, or I was seeing you tuning in. So you have crown chakra, which is mostly my energy, or mostly I'm kind of like looking at you. So I'm perceiving you from a more spiritual dimension, perhaps. Spiritual. Okay, spirit-wise. I'm not necessarily thinking, let's say. I'm not necessarily thinking. Or I'm feeling the vibrations. I need time with the crown chakra there. And relationship you're seeking to have with me. Honesty and forgiveness. How I saw you there, the fault line. And what your energy was, spider. How I saw you, spider. This is like me looking at you, and this is my opinion of you. Like I kind of like looked at you, and on a physical manner, I kind of judged you to be calculative, manipulative a bit. Like it's like seeking for my eyes, but like you were seeking them for a reason. Let's say there's a lot of intuition here. Okay, so I'm gonna say intuition. Okay, like I was intuitively perceiving you. If I can say that. Here, what were they thinking when they caught you staring at them, or they saw you stare at them? What was I thinking when you were staring? Well, I know you have your shit together in some way. It's like because I have the Magician there, but it's like I'm looking at the whole situation. There's a fault line, as if like you're observing me. You're observing me. You're trying to kind of get something out of me, perhaps. But it's like, what type of like energy it was, perhaps? I was aware you were observing me, okay? Observing me as a person. You're kind of checking me out, but it's not in the way of like checking me out. You were kind of like it's like, let's say, hunting characteristics. It's like when you observe people, sometimes you check people out because they're attractive, etc. But this is more like I thought you kind of wanted to get to know me better, or to kind of see where my weaknesses are. I know you were looking at me, but the looking was not necessarily romantic at all. It was more perception work. Like, you're discerning. I'm feeling you observing me, so I'm kind of like aware you're observing me. And it's like when you saw me catching you, or you kind of, I checked you out, because like, it's not even checked you out, I'm kind of like looked at you when you were staring at me. It's more, the stare you gave me, or the reaction you gave me, was that of like you felt sorry you were doing it, but you were still like honest. So you kept your ground there, but it's like you felt so like you got caught me looking at you, but I kind of like didn't look at it as if, I'll just create the Celtic spread first, and then we'll just kind of tune into more what that fault line was with the spider. Because what I'm like, my intuition is kind of like aware you're observing me. It's also aware you might have something under your sleeve, or you're the calculator type. It's like, I know you calculate. Each behavior, each action you take has a certain like reason behind it. 100%. That's how I kind of like looked at you when I kind of like checked, or I observed you checking me out, or something of the sort. As if like this person, or your person, is like intuitively picking up you're staring at them. They're observing you, and they're thinking that you're just simply checking them out, but you're trying to find fault in them, or you're trying to kind of find the weaknesses, or you're trying to kind of make me feel like I'm wrong here, or something of the sort. For some of you, it's like you're looking at me just to state a fact that I'm guilty of this characteristic that's negatively looked at, perhaps. Could be that way too, based on how insecure the person is. Okay, so but I'm looking at you, I know you don't check people just like that. It's like there's a reason why you check them. It's like there's a reason why you observe people. It's like you don't necessarily waste your time. It's that kind of thing. It's like, why would you observe me? It's that way. It's perspective, but it's more intuition. As if like you might have done it discreetly, but I caught you. Or it's like, let's say this happens to me a lot, okay? It's like, I know there are some people, their reflexes are really strong. Like, they know when somebody's looking at them, and they turn and they look at you. This is what happened here. Like, you were looking at me, I caught fast that you were looking at me. I'm aware you're like, there's somebody looking at me, and I kind of like felt it intuitively, okay? My crown chakra was active, let's say, because I was, very aware, let's say. I'm a very conscious person, I'm very conscious, I'm super conscious. But it could just simply be, I'm conscious. I'm very conscious, I'm very aware. So it's like, if somebody's looking at me, I'm sensing it. It's like, sometimes you turn your back, you just kind of feel someone's looking at you. It's like that. I kind of felt you looking at me, and I was like, what the hell? It's like, I'm looking at you as if like, what do you want? But the way I kind of saw the reaction was more like, I was not perhaps, what do you want? But I was more cool, let's say. It could be, what do you want kind of look. Or it could be also like, I just stared at you as if like, why are you, like, in my head, I was like thinking, why were you looking at me? But I was seeing through your expression that you felt guilty watching me, but then again you were still watching me. It's if like you got caught but you still stood there, and it's like that's where I kind of ding ding in my head that it's like you are the calculated type of person and you're looking at me. Why are you looking at me? As if like I got cautious, like I got aware there was somebody watching me, so I'm aware extra there. And with the fault line, I felt like I was walking on eggshells, perhaps, because I felt either judged or I felt like you were really observing me. So what was I thinking? With the Empress and the Page of Swords, I felt very like wanted in some way, where I felt like, look, I'm not necessarily gonna feel flustered by the staring, but it's like I showed you I was like a bit defensive, or I was like eager to kind of like ask you straight there, like what are you checking out, or what are you looking at? It's like, is there something on my face? Is there something on my face? It's like a little piece of food or something of the sort, or my makeup is like dripping or something, or it's like, is there something, you know? It's like, what is it? And then my challenge when I was like looking at you, staring at me, was like Ace of Pentacles, like stare back at you with that intensity perhaps, or it's like smile at your face or something of the sort. Oh, okay, this is could definitely be romantic. As if like I got extra cautious, okay? Like it's like girls or guys at bars or any kind of social gatherings, it's like, you know, the first flirting kind of phase. This is what happened. As if like I got conscious that there's a man or a woman watching me, okay, checking me out perhaps. But it's like when I kind of stared at you, I kind of like got the idea that you kind of felt bad observing me, but you still stood there. But I knew for a fact, or I perceived, or my intuition said, or I kind of like judged you to kind of look like the calculative, manipulative type of person. No offense, but that's what I always get. It's like you're smart. It's not that you're not smart, you're hardworking. It's not that you're not hardworking. It's just that you looked on top of your shit. That's the kind of word I was seeking for. You were on top of your shit. Like I have my shit together overall, but on top of it. It's like not together, it's on top. I'm very well organized. It's that kind of vibe. It's like you look like you groomed yourself very well, or you're very composed, okay, but very manipulative. Anyways, that energy. And then it's like I still felt like you were it's like there's a critical eye I'm sensing, but it's like you're searching for the cracks, okay? So either it could be you want to talk to me, your challenge was to kind of talk to me, your challenge was to kind of break the ice with me, or it's like, but I felt very like the Empress, I felt good that there was somebody who kind of checked me out perhaps. But I was showing you with the Page of Swords, I'm like, look, I'm not like I'm not just easy. I'm not easygoing as a male or female, but deep down underneath, I was like, okay, like, yeah, I have it. I felt good, okay? And the reason why was that it's like you were perhaps doing this to me with your hands, okay? If you're a female or a male, it could be like a female or a male doing this to, you know, each other perhaps. It could be the other way around. But perhaps you definitely wanted to go for a kiss also. I don't know how close you guys were. Could be kissing, or it doesn't need to be kissing. Just forget it. But for some of you, it's definitely that vibe. As if like you're just waiting for the opportunity to bounce on you or something of the sort, okay? So in the initial energy, how I kind of saw you is that like you were very attractive, okay? You were attractive. I found you attractive, okay? And then with Ace of Wands, definitely it's Ace of Wands in reverse. And then in the near future, you have the Judgment card. One more. It's not just one. There's several here. So you have 5 of Wands in reverse. Then you have 6 of Swords in reverse. And then you have Queen of Wands. Like, if you wanted to flirt with me, I was conscious you wanted to do that, okay? It's like... Okay. At the end, it's like... What was I thinking when I caught you staring at me? Or what was I thinking when I stared at you because you were staring at me? Okay. Deep down, I was a very, like, in my divine feminine. I could be a male or a female in this energy. It's like I felt wanted. I felt seductive. I felt like I could seduce you. Because you were seducing me, but it's like, you know, when people seduce each other, there's this game they play kind of thing, and it's like energy, just the energy. It's not like the manifestation of the energy, like looking, talking, touching, and seducing. It's not that. Overall, on a physical way, I didn't flirt with you necessarily. I kind of acted cool. A bit defensive, a bit like show me your cards a bit kind of vibe, but not necessarily flirtatious, okay? Because I'm more intuitively picking up. I'm not confirming anything, but I'm thinking, like, it's like the opposite sex, or the sex that makes you feel attractive looking at you. Like, you could be simple woman or simple guy at a coffee shop, let's say, and there's a guy or a girl who kind of buys you coffee because they liked you, kind of thing. And they're very attractive, and you see it, and you're kind of like happy that they did that a bit, and you feel like, oh, you act like, well, it depends. You could give them a big smile based on what kind of like flirtatious smile or tricks you have under your sleeves, or how you behave connected to the situation I kind of mentioned. It's that way, as if like somebody bought me coffee, so I appreciate it and I'm happy, but it's an opposite sex of mine, and it's like flirting. It's free, and they showed me appreciation. It might have been just that they were feeling like generous that day, or they really liked me, so they did this. So it's more that energy. You feel attractive, you feel alive a bit there. You have that smile on the face when you go to your work or your job. You could be married and somebody did this to you, and you feel acknowledged for being beautiful and, you know, appreciated, kind of thing. Okay, so it's that way your person's feeling inside. Doesn't mean I'm acting on it. I'm acting a bit coldish. I'm trying not to give too much. I'm trying to act very confident. I'm trying to act very like cool, as if like it doesn't impact me at all, but it did underneath the surface. They felt that you were seducing them. They felt that you wanted to kiss them or something of the sort, or they felt like you liked them. So they felt good underneath. Their challenge was perhaps to kind of like give you back that same intensity or that same eye contact perhaps, but they didn't. Or to give you a chance perhaps. My challenge was to give you a chance because you were observing me, right? So it's like sometimes at the bars, usually a guy looks at a girl and the girl looking back and smiling. It's kind of like a signal. Perhaps the person didn't do so because they look very fierce here, like this. It's like, look at this. It's like, I'm dignified. I have my own integrity. I'm very aligned with myself. It's a bit that way, okay? So the person came on strong. They exuded a certain like energy of like, I'm strong. enough to be single or something of the sort. I'm strong enough there, and it's like you can definitely observe me, can definitely admire me, you can check me out as much as you want until you find that weakness element, but I didn't want you to see that weakness. So it's like more like the person is a bit defensive because they felt like you were kind of criticizing them also while you were seducing them, or the person has a tendency to criticize themselves when somebody flirts with them or somebody is seeking their attention, connected to romance or any other stuff. So that's the first initial energy. Then with the Ace of Wands, it's more like, okay, look, inside, I wanted you to kind of do more of it, perhaps. The Ace of Wands, it's more like, I kind of like when I look at this card, okay, the fact that there's a lock and the girl looks a bit like the worn out or something. It's more like I was perhaps aware that this, it's like, you know, it's a bad hair day for guys. Like they wear their hats when they come to college, Sidhe University. They're wearing a hat because they don't want you to see their oily hair or certain stuff. It's like the person or the woman didn't feel very attractive that day, perhaps. As if like, it's like, I don't know, grooming wise, let's say you kind of have a certain pattern connected to how you groom yourself, right? Now, sometimes you don't groom yourself and you just don't give a shit about your looks, and you go somewhere at a coffee shop and there's this very attractive guy or a very attractive girl did something to you, and you kind of like are very aware. This is more self-conscious, or it's connected with your person's witnessing how they kind of are with themselves. So it's like, if there's a very nice, like if I didn't like wear nice clothes, I didn't put makeup on, and I don't look good that day, I didn't take shower or I was really like, this is not my day, it's a bad hair day, I went somewhere because I just wanted to get out of my house and I'm kind of like working, anything I was doing, but there was a very attractive man who kind of, or a very attractive woman who flirted with me or is getting my attention, but it's also checking me out. So it's like that, I'm not groomed enough inside. So even if I wanted to do something with you, it's like I don't feel sexy, I don't feel like I have it. I'm very cautious like that. Cautious or conscious like that. I'm very self-conscious, this one. And with the Ace of Wands, it's like I wanted to, but it's like I don't, it's like you don't have that like self-esteem when it comes to the way you're grooming, perhaps, this one. Or overall they are very like they have extra expectations of their own looks or how they behave with people, and they're very extra cautious, okay? Conscious. I'm extra conscious with people, okay? I have a certain guard to me, but I wanted it inside wise, okay? Then at the end, it's more like you walked away or something, and I kind of like wanted to still show you I kind of was confident, okay? But underneath, it's more like I kind of like, it's like a situation where I wanted to take the opportunity. It was given to me. It's very favorable. At least I thought you were flirting with me, okay? So I thought you were flirting with me, but I didn't feel like I was in my best outlook. Like I wasn't feeling sexy enough for you, that I wasn't feeling sexy enough for me to act on the opportunity, okay? My challenge was to take the opportunity. Either I was not feeling sexy enough, or I was kind of like, I have a guard up and I'm very self-criticizing and I judged you and I judged myself in this situation, and I kind of wanted to act like everything was under my control, I looked fabulous and everything of the sort. I don't really care about it, but overall it's that energy. But with the Five of Wands and the Six of Swords, there's this thing that it's like the girl or the guy looks disappointed, there's a distance there, and we didn't close the gap there, or I didn't close the gap perhaps. And with the Six of Swords, it's more like I let it go. So it's more like just let it go. I said my name and I said just let it go, it's okay. another day, another opportunity, another person, perhaps. It's that way, okay? But how I looked at you was more like you were checking me out. You were trying to flirt with me. That's how I kind of like read it. Trying to flirt with me, but then again, it's like, because I was acting a bit like difficult or hard to get, or it's like, can't look at me like that, or I was too confident perhaps. It was too hard to get perhaps for you to kind of keep going, female or male, okay? So this is what I had for you guys. I hope it gave you some kind of insight, whoever asked the question, and see you on my next video, perhaps, or on the next pile if you're kind of here for, you chose several other. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys. Now, pile 2, whoever chose FountainTarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy this time. Let's see. What's this? So let's see, what was I thinking when I stared back at you, when I caught you looking at me, or what was I thinking when I saw you staring at me? Okay, it's like what I thought of, what I felt, how I saw you overall, how I kind of like combined and connected with the eye contact, perhaps, you staring at me like that. For some of you, I was gonna say wink, so I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let me start off with these. So you have the mask. This is how I saw you. I saw underneath the mask, perhaps. Or I kind of felt like you were kind of like taking off the mask. The social mask. As if like you wanted to kind of show me a part of you that's like more vulnerable, perhaps. Deeper inside of you. Then you have the snake. Wow, okay. Let's see who, like, you have discernment, reflection, and third chakra. So third chakra and reflection are more relationship wise, as if you, it's like how I kind of tuned in, like this is more about me, my energy. These two are mostly mutual, let's say, or it's like my idea or my projection of the mutual energies. If you staring at me and me observing overall, like me catching you doing it, or me staring back at you boldly like that, like boldly. I wasn't really like intimidated, or I wasn't really like perplexed that much. It's like I'm saying perplexed, but still reflection, as if like I'm still reflecting over it, but it's like I acknowledged it. I was more discerning. I really think, but it's not think, perceive. It's like I'm more rational thinker, perhaps, but I can't even say that because I'm also a bit fiery myself. So I kind of am more fiery person. I'm more passionate. I could be a fire sign for some of you. I have reflection. I kind of channeled hangman. Could be any air sign for some part. It's like I saw through you, perhaps. I saw through you, but I'm not confirmed. Like, I'm very I'm the type of person that has many, it's like I perceive a lot, okay? I perceive a lot. I don't want to say thinker because that's not the energy. I reflect. I'm a person that links many stuff, let's say. I can understand many perspectives. I can understand several different types of perceptions. There's Mercury energy a bit here. Saturn also, but Mercury. It's a lot of like mind activity and perception, and Neptune a bit. I don't know why I'm kind of channeling planets. It's not necessarily Venus energy, this one. This is more like Mercury and Jupiter and Saturn kind of vibration, okay? And the person might kind of look at you as if like, I like it. I like your energy though. I'm curious about you overall. Curious in getting to know you better. That kind of vibe. Or you were curious in knowing me better, but how I kind of looked at you was that what I thought of you staring at me, I liked it. But it's not even liking in that way. It's like I acknowledged you staring at me. I went deeper inside of you a bit. Like I kind of looked at you staring at me as if like you're opening the windows of your soul in some way. You're taking off the mask to kind of accept me in that darkness, perhaps. It's like inside of you. There's a lot of like, the person might have good eye contact with people, or the person connects with people in a more eye contacty way. I'm not afraid to hold eye contact kind of thing. And if it's not that energy, it's more like I looked at you and I thought you kind of were the type that can hold eye contact for a long time. But I acknowledged it. I felt recognized. I recognized it. It's not like I kind of like doubted it. I saw it. I'm certain the eye contact was there. I thought of it. I saw it. I acknowledged it. The eye contact. Okay? But I'm kind of like thinking, why are you are you looking at me? But I acknowledged it. It's like I acknowledged, so I'm certain you and I had an eye contact. Okay, I'm certain about it. Now when I kind of looked at you, I was also discerning why you were looking at me and what type of person I thought you were. You're the type that creates. You're very creative, very artistic, very innovative, hypnotizing also. So this is what I kind of like thought of you when I caught you staring at me, or I saw you staring at me. You have the Hangman. Reflection again. Either I kind of, perhaps I thought you were dazing off, daydreaming perhaps. It could also be that way, this one. I thought you were daydreaming. You know, sometimes when you kind of look, or you were in a daze, or you're dans la lune kind of thing, it's like your eyes are frozen. That's how I kind of looked at it also. As if I acknowledged you were looking at me, but then again, you froze there perhaps, you stayed there. So I kind of like thought in my headspace that it's one of those behaviors where your eyes just, you know, freeze there. It's like that. It's like you have a spot and you just stare at it for a long time. So I thought you were doing that also. Because I'm looking at many possibilities, this one. This one, there's a lot of possibilities. I had like possibility A was more like you're staring at me and you want me to kind of get to know you better. That's one possibility. Second one, it's more like you're staring at me, but you're kind of playing hard to get a bit. So I'm kind of like discerning if I should kind of like play this game with you. But I reflected it, but I'm kind of like looking at it, and I'm just kind of like with the mask, it's more like either you're wearing a mask or you're taking the mask off. A bit that way. But I'm gonna say this person kind of connected with you on a different level, perhaps. It's like they kind of looked at it in a more opportunity to kind of break the ice with each other. It's that way. Or you had the other one, which is more like, based on how I'm gonna read this, perhaps I kind of also thought perhaps one possibility would be that you're just staring in the air and somehow by coincidence your eyes just locked with me and you're just like there in the face. It's like, you know, it's like you're dozed off and your eyes will not move because you're just in that eyes open, sleeping kind of. Or what it could be an possibility. I thought you were kind of just daydreaming there. And I kind of found that entertaining. It could be. Because the mask for me is entertainment too. For your entertainment. What's this name? It's a song. Forgot his name. But it's for your entertainment. It could be that you're trying to entertain me with this eye contact. Could be. So you have the sun card here. And I was just like reflecting over it. I was consistent with you. Then you have 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Or you were smiling with your eyes. It could be that way too. And with the 4 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. There's at least 1, 2, 3. Not that much. And the Emperor. Okay, this one is fun a bit. Okay, I had fun. Be it you're playing with me, I'm playing with you. I'm playing this game of like, you stare at me, I'm staring at you. But I'm kind of like, when I'm playing, I'm more mature playing. It's like mature playing, but it's like I'm consciously playing with you. It's like that. But stagnation, it's more like I felt like I had no other choice but to stare at you. Or you had no other choice but to stare at me. Could be like an activity. You're doing like acting classes and you kind of have to sit down and stare at each other's faces. It could be that way. But that's just you know, an activity. Okay, overall, I'm not necessarily sensing anything really, I'm not gonna say romantic because it's not going romantic there. It's more going like knowing each other phase. It's like I'm happy I have somebody I can kind of like, it's like high school or university, CJEP, university, or, you know, any kind of school environment or work environment. You're new and you're kind of meeting people. So it's that vibe here again. But it could be more mature than that. You will know based on your own discernment. For some, I said the person has many scenarios in their headspace. It's like I might have like recalled about the eye contact. It's like I always think about why you stare at me. It could be that way. But I try to understand why you're doing it. But from what overall, my conclusion of you, what type of person I'm thinking you were with the snake, it's more like you're hypnotizing, or you like to hypnotize. With the mask, it's more like you like to play, entertain. You know, you're the type of person that likes attention, perhaps. Could be that way also. I mean, the mask, it's like wearing a mask or taking it off, or it's like entertainment. It's either I'm aware you're wearing a mask, but you're kind of like taking it off and you're kind of showing me your real face, or you're kind of like, I'm getting to know you better. Overall, I'm getting to know you better, but I'm curious about you and I kind of know you have potential. Okay? That's the type of eye contact I kind of looked at it. So through the eye contact, through me acknowledging that I caught you staring, or I kind of look at you and I looked at you because you were looking at me. I perceived in such a mature manner that you're the entertain. It's like you might be an extrovert, or you like socializing, or you're trying to break the ice with me. Okay, And I'm kind of like acknowledging this aspect of yours that you're trying to break the ice with me as a good thing. But with the Hanged Man in the middle section, it's more like I'm stuck there. I'm just observing. I'm trying to perceive your perspective. You want to be friends with me? I'll go with that. Either or, I kind of acknowledged it. I'm not running away from the... It's like I didn't necessarily act like I didn't see it. I saw it. And it's like the reason why I kind of felt that way, or I kind of like hanging there with the Queen of Cups, it's more like I'm very nurturing type of person, or I'm intuitive type of person, or I already have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And my challenge was the King of Coins, as if like you already have a girlfriend. I don't know. It's not girlfriend, boy. If it's not girlfriend, boyfriend, or wife, husband material here, it's like you're not married, they're not married, or you're married, or that kind of stuff. I'm still locking the eyes with you. So I'm more like go with the flow type of person, okay? I really kind of have a certain receptivity to people, okay? To people in general, I have a certain receptivity. And basically why it's the Hanged Man is because either you had those scenarios I was aware of, as if like we were in the same room, or I kind of saw you having like a ring on your finger or something. It could check those things out, but I don't think it's that like... If you have a ring on your finger, I saw it, okay? Or if there was a girl or a guy around you that was like licking... I'm not gonna say licking your ass, but... like I should use a more respectful word. Like trying to get your attention, I saw it too, and I kind of assumed that that girl or that guy around you wanted you, or it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or they were acting like it. I don't know if there was another person around you, or you're a big shot type of person, perhaps. It could be that way. Because I said wink, right? So you're the seductive type of person, and I'm aware of it, perhaps. Or I can't... Look, overall, I'm just perceiving you, okay? I'm just like, I acknowledge you, you're there, you're staring at me, okay? Like, I'm kind of like trying to find scenarios to understand what you kind of, what this eye contact meant, perhaps. But it's like, what I understood is I wanted to kind of get to know you more, okay? I was more intrigued by you with this eye contact. You were staring at me, so I acknowledged it. And I was interested in knowing you, in getting to know you better, okay? And why I wanted to do that is because I'm the type of person that's more mature, I'm kind of more emotional, or I'm more deeper than I seem, or I don't know, XYZ reasons. I kind of thought you liked me or something of the sort, but it's like liking, simple liking. There's many ways you could go at this. Simple liking, yeah, it's like you want to get to know me. It's more friendly approach than anything. And then you have the King. For some, like 2%, 10% max, it's like going like I'm catching feelings. But this one, you need more to kind of them. I need more stimulation than what you just gave me for me to kind of like get hooked up on this, because I'm more like discerning. Stuff like I'm wise in some way. It's like I will not just play with you. If I'm looking at you as if you're the snake, it's like you're hypnotizing nature. It's like, well, do you think somebody reflective like this will be like hypnotized just like that because you're staring at me? I don't think so. And it's like whenever you're staring at me, I see deeper inside of you also. I'm always seeking for more deeper information. I don't look at the mundane stuff. I observe, I acknowledge, I see you for who you are, obviously. Like, I'm like that. It's like, I'm a person, you're a person right in front of me. It's like, relationships are not like this all the time. It's like, it's not the type of person. This is more hard. You need more hard work to kind of get this one. Okay, and the King of Coins, my challenge was to just observe you with certain, like, my own strategies here. Okay, so it's like, because if they're looking at you and they're acknowledging or they're intuitively picking up that you're more like seductive, hypnotic, you know, grounded, creative type, it's more like the King of Coins is also somebody more like I know how to make business. I'm like a business negotiator myself. It's like I look at you from my throne. So perhaps this is my energy, like tune into my divine masculine inside. Like, if I could be a female or I could be male, but it's like that energy of, it's like, I'm going to sit down on my throne and I'm going to observe you. See what you're going to do next, kind of thing. Because I'm interested in knowing what you could give me more. It's like that, but getting to know you better. So in the initial phase, I was more like happy, and it's like, I was happy that I kind of like bonded or connected with someone on a, it's like on an eye contact. It's like, you're interested in me, so I'm interested in you equally as much. But the Nine of Cups is more like I perhaps wanted to be friends with you from the start. You know, sometimes you kind of look at people in the classroom and you kind of say to yourself, I want to be friends with this, or it's like, I like to be kind of more closer to this person or that. Or I find this person cool, so I would like to be friends with them, befriend them. It's that kind of vibe, okay? With the Nine of Cups in the middle. And I was smiling inside, or I felt like you were smiling inside. It's like your eyes were smiling at me. So I kind of was gonna mirror that back to you a bit. And then in the near future, you have the Four of Coins with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, as I mentioned, it's not enough for me to get hooked on it. Because it's like, it looks a bit like I'm holding on to it, definitely, but it's not enough. And the person is just kind of like letting it go a bit. Like, I'm letting it go. It's like, it caught my attention, but not enough for me to get hooked on it. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not hooked on it. I was not necessarily hooked on it because I'm the type that's more like, I kind of am responsible for myself kind of thing. It's like, I'm the type that's not necessarily clingy, or I'm not the type that gives a lot of attention. I reciprocate what I receive. It's very much equal give and take with this one. But they're more wise, like there's a wiseness, or like it's I'm smart. It's not like it's not a dreamer or this one. It could be a grounded dreamer, but it's not just a dreamer up in the air, or like all the time in romantic energy. Okay, so, and you have 333. Okay, so 33 and 3, and the discernment is 20, but it's like I kind of like looked at this, so it's nice. So this is all that I had for you guys, okay? But you were entertaining, okay? I kind of like found you entertaining. And it's like you wanted me to get to know you better, but it's like I was eager to kind of get to know you better. But for some part, I felt like you were dozing off or something. You might have a tendency to doze off in the air, or it's like daydream or something of the sort, perhaps. I might have observed you a bit more, perhaps. And if not, then it's just the other energies. Okay, so that's it, pile 2. Pile 3, whoever chose Ethereal Visions Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let's see overall what I was thinking of you or feeling about you when I caught you staring at me, or I kind of looked at you because you were staring at me. Okay, so what was happening to me or to them, basically. Okay. Let's go with this one. So let's see. Wow. So So I was kind of like becoming intimate with you through that, like, it's like one of those eye contacts that's like a guy's looking at me and I'm giving him back the seductive eye contact. So I'm kind of like allowing the seduction to happen, this one. Or I'm doing the seduction. I'm doing the seduction here. But this is more about what I was thinking about. Eye contact. It's like, it's very intimate. Divine masculine is my energy, so I could be the one being seduced here. Because Shakti for me is the one seducing. The masculine energy is more the one standing there. Okay? And how I kind of saw you. Earthworm. So one person is more shy here, and you have the vision. I kind of got lost a bit on my path here, okay? Like, 1 second. Because there's like two energies. It's either I'm the seducer here, okay? I'm like, I'm being seduced. It's either I'm being seduced, but I'm kind of, no. Okay, there's one that's more about, like, let's say I'm at a bar, okay? I want to have fun. I'm a girl and there's a sexy guy or a sexy girl. For girl, guy, whatever it is your orientation is, okay? So I'm eager to have fun tonight and on an intimate manner, okay? So there's one energy that's that one, okay? So it's like, I want to have fun, okay? So, I caught you looking at me, so I'm kind of like winking at you, smiling at you, or I'm still standing there. It's like I'm not necessarily going to put the action there, but I'm kind of like seeking for it. It's like that. It's like, if you want it, come and get it kind of vibe, but I'm going to stay still there. It's a bit that way, okay? And how I'm kind of looking at you, it's more like with the earthworm, you're very shy. But you're still, like, offering me that intimacy. It's like you're still smiling and looking at me, but I'm feeling like you're very shy of it. It's that way. And with the vision, it's more like, I know you're seeing me, but you're kind of, like, looking at the whole situation as if it's a challenge for you to overcome yourself. It's like that. So it's like I'm looking at this hot guy, let's say. If I'm the female here, it could be different perception too, okay? Because I will just need to create the Celtic spread before I kind of start it, but just understand. It's like I'm a girl or I could be a guy, okay? Girl, whichever situation I did repeat this, okay? I'm kind of looking at this guy. This guy is looking at me. So I kind of caught this guy looking at me, but I was already in that vibe of I'm seeking for people to, you know, like look at me. Or I had my eyes on this person. I had my eyes on you. I had my eyes on you before you kind of stared at me. As if like I was manifesting you to stare at me. And once I kind of like saw you stare at me, I kind of like smiled, I winked, or I kind of like intimate. The eye contact became more intimate. I kind of stretched it. It's like you feel the tension in the eyes. That way I did that to you. And it's like my opinion of like the way you kind of reacted with my eye contact was that you were shy, but you were still doing it, which I liked. I liked it. I bit my own lips, so it's like, yeah, I liked it. I caught you, perhaps. I did. I'm like that. But it's like when I'm kind of looking at you, what I'm thinking you to do is to kind of like face yourself and definitely come and talk to me. So I could be a female in this energy as I could be a male. Whichever way you want. One person is giving the signal, but they want the person that kind of got that eye contact to come and talk to them. I want you to come talk to me, or it's like you're kind of, no, this is that way. This one is that way. You're the shyer one here, but I know you're I caught you. It's like you took the bait on the fisherman's like thing with the worm. You kind of bit on it. I have you in my grasp, kind of thing. But I just want you to come to me. I want to pull you towards me. But I'm kind of looking at the fact that with the vision card, it's more like it's like far ahead, or you're kind of looking at it as if it's far away from. I'm far away from you, but it's like you're shyer than me. So, but I want you to come talk to me. This is a seducer, okay? So let's see what's the main situation. So you have the Four of Swords. But I had to keep my calm too. That's the funny part here. My challenge is the Magician and the Six of Cups. Definitely to create a synergy kind of thing with you so that you can come and but you have the reason why it's the Eight of Swords. This funny person. I'm a bit like, I have a smirk on my face, this one. This one, it's like, I have a smirk on my face. So you're staring at me, but I have a smirk on my face. If I'm not showing it to you, at least I'm thinking that way in my head space. You have the Knight of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. The Devil card. Okay, yeah. This is a man or a woman who's like, I'm used to this big time. And the World card. Okay. And then in the near future, you have Five of Wands and Ace of Wands. I was observing you more. This one, it's like, and wanting to give this a chance. It's like, I wanted you to come, okay? Like, if you were not coming to talk to me, I wanted you to come. If you did come, then I at least flirted with you. I talked with you, at least. We talked to each other. And we argued, perhaps. Or it's like, during the flirting, there was some triggering elements. Could be. I don't know. You will know that much. So, what I thought when I kind of like saw you looking at me, okay? I was gonna like, for some part, like the fact that this is like a knight with its armor and like guarded like that, it's like I was preparing myself inside. I was telling myself to relax, but I was preparing myself inside. Why I was preparing myself inside? Because I wanted to kind of kidnap you or something of the sort. That's what I kind of channeled. That's why I'm saying there's like a sadistic, it's not sadistic, it's like smirking. It's like you caught on my bait. Like, I don't know how to say it in freaking words. Like, I caught you kind of thing. I caught you now. It's like that. And it's like you will blindly submit to me kind of thing. It's like you're innocent, but I know you're interested. You're shy, but I know you're interested. It's like a sheep. I'm like a wolf. Like the Red Riding Hood girl story, kind of. I'm the wolf, though. I'm kind of like, but you're the innocent girl who's going in the forest. You're the one seeking for it. But I'm like there. I'm part of the forest already. So it's like that. Okay, so that's the vibe here. And I'm really channeling I'm at a club, okay? Like, it's either at a club, at a bar, or a school, and this is like hottie, completely hottie. Like, I know I'm sexy, I know I'm hot, I know I'm kind of like, all the guys want me, or all the girls want me, or kind of stuff, right? It's like, I liked you, and it's like, come to me, baby. But it's like, I'm giving you the signals in a more gentler way, but it's like, it's becoming more bolder. in the middle section. So my challenge with this, you catching, it's like me catching you staring at me, is like, how am I going to manipulate this so that you can come to me voluntarily? Like, how am I going to make you feel comfortable with me? Get your guards down as a person, because you're very shy, right? Like, become besties overnight or something of the sort. Oh, okay. Become besties. Definitely touch each other, smile at each other, like act cool and confident, around each other. It's like, just, it's a lot of like, I'm not gonna say mundane, because it's a bit like, it's normal. This for me looks mundane because I look at it from a higher perspective. It's like just people playing with each other. Doesn't necessarily mean it's serious. That's more like playing with each other, flirting. It's like flirty people that already have girlfriends or boyfriends doing this kind of stuff. It's like that. Or it's like people who are in open relationships do these kind of stuff. I'm being respectful when I'm saying that. I respect people who do those things. It's like, I just accept the fact that they're flirty. It's okay. They have their own girlfriends, boyfriends, or whichever way. They're responsible for their own lives. I'm just kind of like giving them an FYI about it, you know? It could be that I'm serious also, but this one, it's more like I'm gonna say player, but it's not a player. It could be a player also. Or I sleep with people every night, different people every night. Or I'm a person who's in an open relationship. Like, I could be with a guy and he's playing with all the girls he likes, and I'm playing with all the guys I like, but then again, we have a mutual understanding between us. So you have those situations. Or I could definitely be single, but I'm not necessarily seeking for it. Or I really liked you. I liked you. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's more that vibe. And definitely with the Magician, it's more how am I going to play this out so that we can become besties or break the ice with you and, you know, touch you more freely. Because there's also this thing that, I don't know if you realized, or guys do this too, can help you out with dating or social settings. Like, from the instant, like, touching the person, giving a handshake or kissing them and hugging them gives you an extra, like, break the ice with the person kind of thing. So it's hypnotic in some ways. Like, if you kind of, the first time you meet certain people, and you kind of touch them, kiss them, and it's like, guys do these sometimes. I've seen them, and it's like they have a more comfortable, it's more easier for me to touch your back area, which kind of might be uncomfortable for some females or some males, that it's like, okay, well, like, don't touch me right away. But there are some people that do that. This person might have that tendency, or they kind of go slow at it, but their challenge was to have that perhaps with you. So based on what your defense mechanism is, or how shy you were, or how eager you were to kind of like explore with this one, I was gonna do those things to you. I was really thinking about how am I gonna break the ice with you in such a way that you and I become besties very fast, so that we can kind of have that one night stand perhaps, or that, like, you know, flirting and getting the number and, you know, making out on the side or something of the sort. This one, if you didn't do it, then I'm just saying, like, the person might have wanted to go there if you chose this pile, and if it's resonating, of course. Okay, so with in the first section, what I was thinking when I kind of like looked at you, it's more like you're single and you're eager to bounce on me, but you're shy a bit. But you're single and you have a certain integrity, but it's like you wanted me. That's what I understood with the eye contact. You liked me, right? So you want to give me a try? It's that way. And I kind of like responded back to you in the form of a devil, as if like, I definitely would take you tonight if you want. Or I'll kind of like, what do you want? You know, it's like that kind of eye contact meets you with a certain frequency that's confident. I even, like, I might kind of have intimidating eyes perhaps, but it's like, I could use my intimidating eyes. It's like the person might have intimidating eyes, or their eyes are very beautiful and they know how to like change the frequency in the eye. Sometimes it's watery, sparkly, gentle. Sometimes it's very like dry and like freaky a bit. It's like depends on the person's eye. If you really do some observation in people, this person might have very nice eyes. I know how to use my eyes, my frown, or it's like my facial expressions, but overall my eyes have a certain way of like having a bond with yours. It was flirty, okay? And with the devil card and the world card, it's more like I was thinking about doing certain stuff, or we did certain stuff. It was quite fast moving, this one. So either you made out with me, or I made out with you, or I touched you, you touched me. It's like if I was a female, I was touching your elbow section. I was kind of like allowing you to touch me, or I was touching you to the point that you wanted or not had to touch me. It's a bit that way. Or if I was a guy, I was kind of like starting to kind of like with your hair and put it back in your like ears, or I was checking your face out with your mouth included there. It's like I was always looking at your mouth space and then going up, and then my hands were like roaming around your hands, or it's like I was touching it's like I was like playing with your cup or something of the sort. It's that way. It's like going into each other's space here. Or at least the eye contact seemed like that, okay? It's like the eye contact is like I was coming closer to. It's like with my eyes, you sensed like I was coming closer to. I was closer than I seemed. As if like I could be 2-3 meters away from you, but the eye contact had like a certain like, as if like you felt like I was way more closer than I was in. It's like that. It's like the person has really good eye contact, okay? This one, I know how to play with my eyes. I'm good. I'm good with that, okay? Like, I can seduce people with my eyes alone. This one. Female or male? And then with the 5 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, it's more like I was still observing you, but then again, it's like after this one-on-one, let's say I was still very aware of the other people in the room. As if like you're not the only girl or only guy looking at me. I'm not just flirting with you. I'm not just aware of you. I'm very aware of other females that might be as attractive as you, as less attractive as you. It's like we're going less attractive. Okay? But I'm not that type of person. It's more like I'm looking at everybody in the room. I'm single, or I don't know, this one, it's like I'm still observing the whole room. I'm aware of the whole room and all the activities, and with the Ace of Wands, that's more like I wanted to kind of give you that opportunity, but I wanted to act now or something of the sort, okay? But it's like based on if you act it now or not, it's like that. But the person was also nervous. I don't know why, which is the funny part, because superficially or overall on a superficial, because I really went superficial here, surface level, okay? Not superficial. It's not superficial. This is the type of person that's very sexy, okay? But I know I can get people. I know how to play this flirtatious game. But the middle section, the thing was I was a bit nervous. Just re-listen to me, but kind of like perceive it in a specific way, as if like what would I be nervous about? Well, it could be that you were a bit more, like what I felt with you was a bit more than what I feel with other females, or males. But I might not have been conscious. So it's more like a person that's used to playing, let's say, but they were a bit extra nervous with you. Could be. Because it's like, I know you're... Okay, I looked at you as a challenge, but then again, I did like you a bit, okay? A bit more than... It's like a player's energy, but the player felt nervous with you. Or the playerette felt nervous. So it's more like you were intimidating too. Even though you were innocent looking, and I kind of looked at you as if like you're eager to do so, but it's like I was nervous and perhaps not wanting to hurt you that much. But I wanted you to kind of like submit or surrender easily to me. But I felt guilty perhaps for doing that. To you, perhaps, I don't know, because there's a divine masculine here. It could be simple divine masculine energy, as if like I just wanted you to come to me, you to do the other work, but I was doing the working too, as a seductress or seducer. I was giving you the signal to say, hey, I'm here, just come and talk to me, kind of vibe. And it's funny because I'm saying this because for me, I go female is more like seductive and masculine is more still. So this one here, it's more like I was gonna stay still and I wanted you to do the work a bit. But I was doing my part of the bargain too. Okay, so you had a lot of like signals. Like if you simply just went to like Google and wrote like, what did that body language mean, or how to know if a person is attracted to you, etc. Like all the signals, practically 5 out of 9 or 7 out of 9 would be there. I don't know what has happened and how they uploaded those new ones, but I used to, when I was like, before I started tarot, I used to read these all the time. But it's not the whole truth all the time. Okay, guys? You can read and get hooked up on it, but and then like perceive how the body language was. But this one, there's much more to this connection than meets the eyes a bit, but it's a player kind of vibe, or a playerette. But they were a bit nervous with you. Okay, so that's it. I got nervous when you stared at me though. Could be that I was really like, I liked you a lot though. I might not have been aware of it myself, okay? But I liked you. And I wanted to have fun a bit, okay? So that was it, pile 3. Now pile 4, whoever chose the Wild Unknown Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let's see. How did the person view you, see you, feel about you while they caught you looking at them, or what they were thinking when they caught, like, I saw that you were staring at me. What was happening inside of me, okay? Connected to you, okay? That's where we're going. Okay, let's go with this one here. So let's see. What energies I kind of tuned into when I kind of saw you looking at me, okay? So you have originality. This is more like relationship connected. And this is more my energy when I was kind of looking at you, or it could also be what I thought about you to be, okay? So authority. Could be that you're very authoritative, or I'm the type that's authoritative. And unseen. This one, I didn't even know if you were looking at me. I was kind of like, if you were to really ask this person about like, It's like somebody is acting like I didn't see, but I know you see. It's either somebody's acting ignorant, but they know, or I'm kind of it's like I wasn't aware you were looking at me. It's either I wasn't aware you were looking at me, or I was aware you were feigning like you were not looking at me. You were acting like you were not looking at me, but you were looking at me. Or I know you discreetly observe me. Give me time for this one. This one, I don't know which side I'm reading this from, though. This is more about you. How I tuned into your energy. So you're very original. You have a sense of strictness or discipline to you. And it's like, even if I were to kind of... This is more about like, I'm looking at you and I saw you staring at me. And I'm thinking this way. I was going to say I was going to applaud to you that you're staring at me. Or perhaps you have the gut to stare at me. Because you have the hunter and the unseen. So it's like, hunter, it's very like how I saw you. Okay, it's like you're like a hunter. So it's like whatever you put your eyes on, you get perhaps. And with the dragon, it's more that energy of the hunter too, as if like I know like shit that you were observing me. But you kind of, I knew you were recognizing me. I know you recognize me. I know you were observing me, definitely. But I kind of looked at the whole situation as if it's originality. As if like you're very different from other people in my eyes. I was applauding your courage, perhaps, for staring at me like that. It's like that. People don't necessarily stare at me this one. Or very eccentric people have the gut to stare at me. I'm a very eccentric person, this one. Or I'm very intimidating. And I'm looking at you as if you could be my equal. Bravo, bravo, bravo for looking at me. It's a bit like that. It's like one of those situations where it's like it's a big shot person, or it's a person that nobody really kind of like has the gut to speak to them. It's like that. And you're kind of like observing me from afar, like boldly perhaps. This is what's happening. I don't know. This one is like bravo. Bravo for staring at me. You're a strong person. It's like that. It's like that. It's like I admire your strengths. Let's say like that. I'm looking at it like that. Man. I have the spider and the elk here. So I have like the King of Pentacles with the 8 of Pentacles. I don't know. I don't know. My challenge or your challenge. When I was like looking at you, what was your challenge when you were staring at me? Perhaps this one. You have the 10 of Swords. You have the ox or the Taurus here. Or the cow. Man. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of eyes, for sure, here. So, then we'll just continue with I'll just continue because there's a lot I'm picking up that I'm really not sure at all, like which side I'm gonna be reading this, how I'm gonna kind of like link them. Then you have Mother of Swords as the reason why. In the past, or in the mid, like the initial, you have Three of Wands. In the present moment, you have the Ten of Wands. The Seven of Cups, and there's one more. Eight of... It's kind of like Swords. Eight of Swords. For sure, I knew you were strong. Yeah, it's like a person that knows they're hard to kind of like be approached, but like they're happy that somebody is approaching them. Okay, but it's more like I have a certain like don't come near me kind of vibe a bit. Whoever this is, okay? But you succeeded in some way to kind of like get me curious there. It's like get me curious, or you succeeded in having a bond with me in some way, or having a connection with me. Yeah, you succeeded in kind of igniting a certain like passion element and giving me faith that I could definitely be like flirted or something of the sort. So this is more like it's a person that's not used to be flirted, let's say, or it's a person that it's like not many people kind of go after them or flirt with them or give them attention because they feel like either they're out of their league. Okay, really out of their league. It's like a person that's like very attractive, let's say. I could be a very attractive male as a female. People talk to me, but I have a certain intimidating vibe to me that it's like I cut the throat there. It's like cutthroat, and it's like stay away from me. It's like I don't necessarily flirt with people necessarily, or I'm like, I look very aggressive, but deep down I could be definitely a very soft person or a very eccentric person. But people are intimidated by my eccentricity, or something about me is intimidating, okay? Now, when I'm kind of like looking at you looking at me, could be like there's a boldness in your eyes that I kind of like intrigued me. It's like, oh, okay, I have someone special here. It's like that. It's like a isolated person that always seeks somebody to kind of socialize with them. It's like an ice queen that's like with a warm heart inside, but because it was hurt a lot, or because it has a certain icy cold vibe to her, or it's a person that's, it's like out of the norm. It doesn't need to be ice cold. It could be hyper like buffed up person, like tough and like that, but it's like intimidating or brooding, but deep down they're usually very soft people. It's like that. But people don't necessarily like talk with them, or it's like even if they want to socialize with people, they kind of, people are scared of them, and they kind of, so perhaps this person might be intimidating, or it's just like looks are intimidating, or it's like their vibe is intimidating of something of the sort, and it's like you're staring at me. Okay, it's like somebody's staring at me. I like that. I like that. It's like I looked at you and I was like, bravo, like you're a very courageous person to stare at me like that, boldly. It's a bit like that. And I feel like it's either I was observing you discreetly, it could be. I was observing you discreetly. So there was a lot of eye contact back and forth perhaps, but perhaps you thought that you were the only one having the eye contact here, this one. But I knew you were the type that was strong. It's like this one, the spirit animal is about me looking at you and what I'm perceiving your energy to be like. So you have the third, not the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, and it's a dragon, and this is inward. And you have the unseen here, but it's like unseen with this. It's like very similar cards to me, okay? Like the eye, and here there's an eye, but this is a dragon's eye. This is more like about I don't know, other dimensions. Everything that's in spirit or like inanimate, doesn't have a vessel, let's say. Okay, like a form element, but it's there. Anyways, so how can I make this readable? You're intimidating like me for sure, okay? Or at least I'm looking at you and I'm kind of like sensing I'm not intimidating to you. So it's more like I'm looking at you as if like you have authority. You're strict like me, or you're stricter than me. It's a bit that way. As if like I'm kind of having the impression that you're stricter than me. You have more authority. Because it's like if I'm intimidating or have a certain like aura to me, you should have something similar to me, that you're kind of like interested in me, because it's like that. It's like that's the only thing that I have here. You're interested in me, or you're looking at me, so it's like I feel acknowledged, and I'm acknowledging you equally as much. No matter how special you are, I kind of know there's something special about you. Okay, I sense it, perhaps. I sense it, I feel it. I feel the observation. That. And the main situation is more like with the Father of Pentacles. It's either I'm thinking about what sexuality you are in. It's like I'm looking at you and I'm kind of like, the main situation is the King of Pentacles and the Eight of... It's like you have set your mind into something, as if like you're the type that's more like, you know what you want, so you're gonna get it and you're gonna work hard on it. While I'm kind of like tuning into that with the Mother of Swords, it's more like you seem like the type that's a very like psychic, perhaps. I'm sensing you're psychic, or I'm sensing that you kind of have something like extra to you that's like not other people have. Like there's a calmness to your looks. It's like you could definitely look at me very boldly, or the way you're looking at me is very bold, or it's specific to you, but I'm looking at it as if like there's no shame. There's no shame in you looking at me, and it's like perhaps the eyes are very like intense. Your eyes are very intense. And the way you're looking at me as if like I'm a prize you want to kind of win, or something of the sort. Could be that way, because the Hunter for me, it's like Alexander the Great. As if like I'm looking at you as if I'm kind of seeing you're very ambitious. You're very ambitious, and owls for me are definitely connected with occult science. It's about like seeing in the darkness, psychicness, or like abundance. True abundance. It's Athena, I kind of link it with. There's many ways, even occult science in it. And there's the sword. So it's more like you have a knowing. Overall, you have a knowing. It's either you have good instincts. I'm kind of tuning in that you have good instincts. Definitely. There's a lot of like instinct cards here. So I'm sensing that you're the type of person that has good instincts. Once you kind of put your eyes onto something, you're definitely going after it. And it's like perhaps I'm kind of like thinking that I'm a prey of yours, or at least somebody's like interested in me. Perhaps I'm thinking that you're interested in me, because I might not get any of these kind of stuff, you know? So and with the Father of Pentacles, it's either you're the type that masters it, as if like I'm kind of like getting the impression that you're the type that already has it. The confidence. You have a certain confidence to you that other people don't have. I'm recognizing that inside of you with that eye contact. The fact that you're looking at me boldly alone means something to me, like that, okay? For the person. It doesn't mean that you were like that. It's just for the person, they took it really like, I have an equal here. I have a person that's daring to kind of do something to me. It's that way. And I'm kind of convinced that you're gonna work hard on it. That's the type I'm thinking of. I'm convinced you're gonna, like, I'm perhaps projecting myself here. Could be. Whoever I am. Okay? And, or I'm really going like fantasy level. You will only know that. Now, with the 10 of Swords, it's more like my challenge is to kind of okay, the initial energy was also there, okay? Like, there's this energy that it's like, it's a 50-50, okay? I don't know how bold you looked at them, but the person is still doubting the fact that it's like, is it or no? It's like that. Like, yes, you have the guts to stare at me, okay? Like, I like your strength element, definitely. But then again, I'm having the doubts also, is it me or it's really you looked at me? Because I really don't get any. So the person has like a 50% self-confidence and the other 50% is doubtful. So the person was not sure. They had like the 50%, they were happy that it's like somebody's watching me. But then again, is it really the person looking at me? It's like that. So I wasn't even if you were giving me all the signals, you could definitely be staring at me intentionally. I kind of had the 50% in my head that you're definitely, bravo, you're looking at me. But then again, on the other 50, I'm still doubting the whole situation. It's like, I'm seeing you're instinctual, okay? I might be instinctual myself, but I'm the type that might doubt. It's like, this is too good to be true kind of thing. It's that kind of scenario, this one. This one is like, you get stared by a stranger once in a while, okay? You never get it. Imagine. I never get it, perhaps, this one. And somebody's definitely staring at me with some kind of intention. And I'm kind of like aware that they're staring at me. And I kind of like look at them as if they're very like special. And they have their shit together, perhaps. You have your shit together, perhaps. Or you're kind of boldly, intensely observing me. Definitely, I'm kind of like thinking this way as if like you're a suitor of mine and you're eager to work hard on me, because I never get any of those. So I'm kind of assuming certain stuff. And the reason why it's more like you're too calm, that's the thing. It's you're too calm, you're too composed, and it's like you're kind of holding the truth on your side, perhaps. But then my challenge is to kind of wake up to the fact that perhaps I'm delusional here. Because I don't know you, perhaps. Because with the unseen, it's more like, see, either I feel you observe me, but I might not, I kind of like doubting still that it's like, oh, it might be just staring. Oh, it might be just staring somebody behind me or on. It's like that. Perhaps you did give signals, proper signals, but the person is still like not convinced, okay? Because perhaps they really don't get any of these things, okay, guys? When I say I don't get any, it's like I'm doubting myself here. Like, I have 50%, okay, like you looked at me. You could have looked at me several times also, but if I didn't like turn my head to just check certain stuff, because I myself have a certain way I see myself, or I think other people see me a certain way. So it's more like I'm kind of looking, I'm acknowledging you that you're looking at me, and I kind of find it very special. But perhaps I'm the strict type or you're the strict type. But I know that you have a certain like instinctual energy to you, which could be very bold and intense and aggressive. But still, my challenge is to kind of get out of my headspace, perhaps. My headspace is the thing that's blocking me here. Or perhaps I'm kind of thinking that you're kind of getting out, you're feeling uncomfortable coming towards me because I'm very intimidating. It could be that way too. Could go many ways, this one. Okay? So in the initial energy, when I kind of like saw you looking at me, I really felt happy inside, okay? I was so happy that somebody was like looking at me, flirting with me perhaps, or something of the sort, like boldly, intensely looking at me. But then again, it's like, I kind of showed that it was a burden, or it's like I'm more pessimistic and I was conflicted, and I started like looking at all the options. Why would somebody like you look at me? Okay, like, what do you want from me? It's like that. It's like other people don't want anything from me. What do you want? What do you want? It's like is this true or is this not true? Or it's like, am I just one of your options kind of thing? But then again, it's like, I know I'm rare, or I know I never get flirted, so it's like I kind of applaud to you that you're kind of looking at me. This is like serious, like Virgo mindset, okay? Or it could be like any intimidating sign out there. And then at the end with the Son of Wands, it's more like, I wanted to play with you. Or it's like you were playing with me. Okay, you were being playful with me. This is what I thought. But then again, I know you're like the strict authoritative type. I might be like that too. Or I kind of liked you, but it's like I might have a certain, like, I'm too buffed up or I'm too intimidating. There's something of the sort connected to your person. Or there's an element that your person sees themselves in a specific way. And it's like, perhaps I really don't get any of these flirty kind of looks. And perhaps the first time in my life I had somebody give it to me like that. Perhaps. So it's like that. But I wasn't... It's like, even if you did it, the person doubted the whole situation. It's like, it's too good to be true. Can't get my eyes off of you, but it's like, it's too good to be true. Like that. It's like that. I was happy, but I was really conflicted. How is it possible somebody's looking at me? It's like that, okay? So, that. Now, pile 5, whoever chose Tarot of the She, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy this time. So, the question mostly is, what was happening in your person? How did they think of you? How did they feel about you when they caught you staring at them? Or when I kind of looked at you when you were staring at me first. What was I like thinking? Okay. Feeling and all that kind of stuff. We'll go with this one. Bear with me a moment. I'll just shuffle well. If you want, you can forward. Definitely. Okay, so pile 5. Let's see. Altea. This is how I kind of saw you, okay? This is also Cosmic Egg in reverse. I was gonna say something mystical about you. So I have first chakra with tenderness. I tuned into these with belief and soul time. I mean, if I'm kind of going spirit-wise, there is no, it's normal I'm going soul time. I don't know who this person is. Me. Okay. This is a very soul potent, okay? If we're starting with these energies I'm tuning in, I don't know. I liked you. I liked your energy. I was very gentle with you. I felt very safe, very gentle, very kind of comfortable. I felt that way, okay? But I might be psychic, whoever I am. I don't know if this is a psychic child or it's like a child that sees energies. like, I have a certain aura to me, okay? Like, it's a child or it's a person, okay? So you have 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and 6 of Pentacles. So generosity, effort, sustained, and the greedy tree. Okay. You have Dreamer 9, Nightmare, which is 9 of Swords. The reason why it's the gift of wisdom, Dancer King. This is a very sensitive person. Sorry, I didn't eat, so you kind of heard my stomach. 2 of Cups. You have Warrior Prince, Gift of Spirit. Definitely Gift of Spirit energy. And then in the near future, you have Hope Discarded, Dreamer 5, with the Emperor in reverse, and one more, Gift of Creativity. The last one, Judgment card. I'll just put these on the side, bear with me. I need space to do this reading. Okay. This. Okay. Like, I want to say I saw you with a highlight. Because I don't know if the person's putting you on the pedestal and then kind of losing faith at the end. But they are the type that blames themselves. So I'm the type that blame myself in some way. So it's like... So how I felt when I saw you staring at me, I felt secure and comfortable, and I felt like you liked me genuinely. That's how I kind of felt. Okay, so it's a very gentle soul, this one, but it's a very like nice person. It's like very spiritual or very spiritual or very like psychic or something of the sort. I tune in. I'm very artistic, or I have a very like, I operate from soul manner perhaps, or I believe in soul, or I see spirits, that kind of stuff. Could be, okay? And it's like what I tuned into energy wise when I kind of saw you stare at me is that you believed in me, but there's an energy around you that I'm sensing. I feel your energy. Overall, it's like I feel your energy. That with the cosmic egg, it's more like I feel the potential inside of you. So I don't know if this is a psychic person or it's a person that has a certain affinity with people's energies. Like, I'm transparent by nature, perhaps. That's the thing. But when I'm kind of looking at you, I feel like it's black and white, but even in that black, it's very balanced, kind of. You're very balanced, very centered, perhaps. but this is more crown chakra. So, but for me, when you have the snake with the cosmic egg, the snake is like the gravity, it's like Shakti energy enveloping the whole, your whole energy body, subtle body, basically. So Kundalini, I don't know, like I saw you as a very powerful person, or very centered person, or very like you have a certain like chi energy perhaps, or like intense energy to you that's very well protected overall. Okay, so when I'm kind of looking at you, what I'm perceiving you to be when you're staring at me is that you're very like centered, you're very harmonized, your energy is very harmonized. And when I'm kind of, the main situation with the Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, it's like, I know deep down you're a very generous, abundant person, and you're very like, you do a lot of stuff for many people. This one, I don't know if the person's channeling certain stuff more than like feeling something for you. I feel good. I feel comfortable, and I feel like I'm protected when I'm with you, perhaps. And why I'm kind of tuning into that is because I feel like with the dragon, it's definitely you're very wise, or I'm very wise as a person, and I'm kind of seeing these things. But on a physical level, you're the type that's very like too grounded perhaps, or too centered, or many people look at you this way. Or on a physical level, perhaps I'm acting this way, as if like I'm acting like I have a certain intimidating energy to me. I'm kind of intimidating and greedy on a physical level, but deep down underneath, I kind of want to support you and be generous with you genuinely. I really like you. This one, it's like I'm eager to support you, help you out in many ways possible, whichever way you want me to help you out. So I kind of like wanted to kind of get to know you better, but you kind of like saw only the fact that I was like greedy when it came to me wanting to get to know you better, or you were intimidated by me a bit, okay? Me staring back at you a bit when you were kind of looking at me. And the reason why with the gift of wisdom is because I'm very intuitive, guys. And I'm very sensitive, or you're very sensitive. And my challenge with the nightmare, with the dreamer 9, it's like, what if I were to kind of, because this card for me, it's more like I kind of do these things with my own hands, and I kind of like feel guilty about them. You know, it's like that. With the nightmare, it's more like things getting out of your hand, or you feeling very low self-esteem-ish kind of stuff. So the person might feel like either their challenge is that they are aware of their low self-esteem, or they're extra conscious of themselves, but they feel very comfortable with you. Or their challenge is to, because I feel very comfortable with you, I let my guards down, that I'm kind of worried that it's like I will ruin things in this situation. In the initial phase with the soulmates, I really felt like it's like you were my soulmate or something of the sort. And then it's like with the gift of spirit, it's like I kind of tuned into your energy as if like you're very fiery. You're very fiery. You have a lot of energy, and this energy is still here, okay? Like this one, it's like root chakra. It's really like earthing, grounding, but there's also an element of like power to you overall, okay? So gift of spirit, but it's like abundance. That's what I was thinking about you. Or it's like you're very fiery connected to me, but with the 5 of like cups, it's more like I was gonna say I had a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a person on the side for some, or I have a wife, because that's like legal situations. But let's just go more simple, this one. With the 5 of cups, it's more the energy that I'm very pessimistic, perhaps. This one, it's either I'm pessimistic or there's something that I'm blocking myself from coming towards you, or I'm kind of looking at you as if like you're kind of discarding the connection. You are discarding the connection. You're kind of denying the connection, so it's a missed opportunity overall. You, even if you stared at me, you're kind of acting like you didn't stare, perhaps, but with the gift of creativity, judgment, and the Emperor, it's more like I'm aware that it's like you have you're very like alive underneath. You're very like, there's a lot of energy to you overall. This is what I'm feeling. It's like you're very, it's like you caught my attention by staring at me, but it's like I kind of looked at your energy body or something of the sort, and I felt like I had a soul connection with you or something of the sort, or I really read your soul. That's why. Or it's like I saw your energy body. Overall, I see energy bodies, I speak with spirits or something of the sort. I don't know who the person is. Okay? But they could be psychic, as they could just be simple person, and they're kind of like liking your energy. It does happen. I used to kind of like, there was a guy, he's still alive, thank God. He's a father now, but he used to have a certain energy to him that it's like I felt this way with this one. It's like very nice energy. I really liked his energy. Always provided. It's always like, it's consistent like that. So I'm kind of looking at your energy as if it's consistent. I really like you, but I'm kind of like feeling like you're just walking away from me, or I'm walking away from you, but I feel a connection with you. It's that way. And with the judgment, it's more like, it's a judgment. It's like I saw you, I'm kind of like tuning into you, and I like your nurturing energy. Your energy, be it a masculine, it could be a guy in this energy. It's like you had a certain energy to you that was like uplifting, like gentle, tender, but like still alive. Okay, and I like it. Okay, it's good enough for me as a person. I really liked you. I felt like you were my soulmate or something of the sort. Doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, this one. I really liked you though. I liked your energy. The energy you provide is abundant, it's consistent. Could be flirty, definitely, but I like your energy. Okay, I like your energy. You might have like Sagittarius something of the sort, because it's very fiery, but it's more Sagittarius than any other sign. Ram, yeah, Leo, yeah, but Sagittarius is like, you know, it's like crazy like that. It's that way, this one. The Sagittarius fire element, like that. It's like knowledge, and but a lot of energy to provide. It's like I have a lot of energy. It's like hyper. Bit crazy, but it's good. It's consistent. It's like that. I liked it. Wait, where can I put this? 1 second. Belief here. But I know you're intelligent. It's like I know your spirit. It's like you're alive. You're an alive person. You're alive. Those people that are crazy, like extreme sports stuff, but you don't need to be that type. But I'm kind of thinking that you're a person that has a lot of like chi energy to you. Like a lot of it. It's beautiful like that. It's like a fire. I don't know how to explain it. It's like fire is warm and melting and good, but it's like the one that blazes. Like that blazes and is consistent. It's good. It's harmless, but it's like alive. Okay. I found you that way. Okay. Like that's what I kind of thought of when you kind of looked at me. Or I felt alive through your eye contact. I felt like I was alive. I'm alive. Celine Dion song. But more like, it is exactly like that, but it's like might be more youthful, as it could be. I could be more older than you, but I felt that youth energy inside. It's youthful, but it's still good. It's like one of my cards from FountainTarot. I don't know if you can kind of like, it's like there's a fire, like either 8 of discs or 8 of wands, it's a lion phase. It could be a Leo, as it could be like a Ram to Aries, but I'm sensing this is more Sagittarius. Okay, it could be mixed with Leo and Ram, but fire signs placement, but mostly Sagittarius. It kind of is consistent. It has abundance amount of energy. It's like Sagittarius guys or Sagittarius girls, they always have like that extra energy to kind of like, you know, party or go and socialize. I'm not gonna say Leo females don't do that, or Aries females don't do that. I have friends that are Leos and like Aries, and they like to party, but Sagittarius has a certain like confidence to it, and it's like, you know, like that. I'm not saying Leos and like Aries don't have those. They have that. But Sagittarius has a specific like freedom. Nobody controls me, and I'm kind of like single. And even if I'm not single, I have a certain like zeal to life to me that's like crazy like that. And it's very expansive, so it's like that. I'm sure you got it, right? So that was it. Have a good day, guys. Now, pile 6, whoever chose the Psychic Tarot for the heart, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let's see what was happening to this person while they caught you staring at them, or what they thought about you and I caught you staring at me, or I was staring at you back because you were staring at me. What was happening in my head space, my emotions? How was I kind of reading the, you know, the signs between the behaviors, or like read between the lines kind of vibe? What was happening, you know? Let's see. You can forward, guys, if it's taking too much time to shuffle and you're not interested in seeing the shuffling. Forward. Fast forward. So let's see. What energy I was tuning in. So I have perception. And transparency. How I kind of looked at you. You have the river. This is definitely a lot of mirror energy I'm getting. Oh. Your energy, how I was seeing your energy. So you have the river with the cobra. I have crown chakra, I have base chakra, and I have solar plexus chakra. All chakras, practically like 3 chakras are here. My challenge is 6 of Cups, simply love. The reason why it's 7, the Chariot. in the past, you have healing begins, and you have rest and reconsider. So I have 6 of Swords in reverse. We have rest and reconsider, so 9 of Wands. In the initial. Okay, we'll just get this out of the way. And then you have 5 with the Seek the Truth. So you have 7 of Swords in reverse. We have the Teach, so the Hierophant, upright. And 3 more. Take the Lead. You have 3 of Wands in reverse. And freaking 3 major arcanas in the middle section. You have Death card. You have Elite. So you have Emperor and the Death and the Hierophant. And these 2 were in reverse. Then you have 2 Wands. Plus 4 of Cups. And 7 of Cups. Below the deck, I have Change Your Focus, 5 of Cups, Death card, Release, and Throat Chakra. I don't want to say this is more spiritual or subtle body elements, okay? Like you were like activating some chakras inside of me, perhaps, or my chakras. I don't know how we're going there. I don't think you can do this with an eye contact. Like, when you stared at me and I saw it, there was some kind of like, we were lost there. I was lost there in the eyes. But, like, I got a mirror image of myself in that eye contact. And how I'm kind of perceiving it is more in the form of like, I'm perceiving it. It's a lot of like third eye chakra activity too here, this one. It's like we are locking eyes, yes, but it's about energy exchange and the eye contact. Or the body's energy exchanging several things. As if like I'm very aware of you and you're aware of me. Even though you're observing me, I'm kind of like, I became aware and I kind of vibed to your energy there. I recognized you, I felt secure with you, and I was channeling certain stuff on top of it. So that was what was happening overall in that situation. As if like there's a lot of crown activity. There's a lot of root chakra. I felt safe. I felt strong. I felt secure there. I felt grounded. And it's like I recognized even myself there. I recognized you and you recognized me. And it's like you have a certain cobra-like energy to you, but it's like you're like me. But the river is always a reflection. I look at it like that. It's like when I'm looking at the river, it's like I see my own reflection. And you have transparency. So I'm kind of like seeing myself stare at myself. So it's like you're very similar to me, energy vibration wise, at least. And my challenge was to simply just love you there. Just, you know, just be accepting of the staring. And the reason why is because it was moving my heart. It's like, this is definitely something that's like, it could be one of a kind of I stare. It's like you were staring at me, but then again, when I stared at you, I was lost there. I kind of, you and I were lost there. It's a coincidental kind of staring, perhaps this one. This one, it's very like, when I'm looking at you, it's like you're the cobra, but I'm like the cobra too. I have the cobra energy too. But it's like, I was transparent, you were transparent, but it's like, this energy of yours, I have it too. That's why. It's like, there's two people that are very equals, perhaps. You're equals, or this could be like the twin flame or soulmate kind of thing. Could be. But this is more like somebody who has your equal vibration. Was that the similar, more frequent, it's like energy attracts energy. This is a person that exactly like you. Just a different person, but it's exactly like, it's like a mirror image, this one. And with the moving, it's more like, it's like I felt you and I were meant to be. Could be love at first sight too. Could be. I felt bonded to you, or I felt like I recognized you. I kind of felt secure with you, and I channeled. My instincts are very strong. Your instincts are strong too, perhaps. And we have a flow, teacher. There's a flow between you and me. The chemistry, compatibility is all there. Okay? That's how I felt when you stared at me, when I kind of caught you staring at me. But it's not even caught you staring at me. This is like two people who kind of like had that eye contact there. Okay? So whatever was happening to me was happening to you too. Okay? This one could be different, but you will see. With the 9 of Wands, it's like, the whole experience was very liberating for both of you. You don't know what happened there. Both of you don't know what happened there in that eye contact. Because in the initial, healing begins with the rest and reconsideration. So it's more like underneath the surface, something inside of my heart like moved. As if like the heartbeat started moving a bit faster, okay? At least on my end, my heart started beating faster, but I was like starting to heal. I was starting to kind of see my own reflection in the mirror, so I realized certain stuff about myself, perhaps. Same thing for you too, perhaps. And with the rest and reconsideration, it's on a 9 of Wands. It's because it's too available. Both of us saw some glints of each other. We kind of had our guards up afterwards. So it's that way. When it's too vulnerable and two people are just too, I see so much in you, and you see so much in me, that it's like we're merging there. Then it's like, no, wait a second. Why am I kind of like merging there? It's that kind of phase here with the 9 of Wands. Then in the middle section, it's more like there was a lot of stuff happening, as if like I kind of like wanted to know more. It's like we got curious about each other more afterwards, the eye contact. You stared at me first and I stared at you afterwards, but either or, we were both surprised at what happened there. I was surprised, at least. I felt something there. I felt like I saw through you and you saw through me, as if like there was no lie there. There was a lot of transformation. There was a lot of like passion. The heart, like I was passionate about you, at least, or my heart was really beating. It's like I looked at you and you looked like a teacher, somebody who had their shit together, but I have those things too. It's like reflection. Like I recognize that you're very much like me and I'm very much like you. And you were like a teacher to me, but I was like a teacher to you. And with the lead, it's more like you lead your own life and I lead mine. It's a bit that way. And then in the near future, you had like, I felt very liberated, but I didn't look at you again because I was not ready to kind of be transparent with you again. Or it was a lost opportunity. Even if I kind of did look at you again, it was like it's a lost opportunity. But I still kept daydreaming about it. So it's like I started daydreaming about you. Because you're very much similar to me. You guys had an energy exchange, at least, on 3 different levels. Root chakra, solar plexus, and crown chakra. Or these parts were activated in your person. Or I was looking at you as if like I kind of saw your chakras. Could be that way too. As if like I see chakras. Or I know what chakras are. Or I kind of feel energy bodies. Instinctual. It could be. You will know where the person is situated. Okay? It doesn't need to be like, I know these things. No. It's more like I kind of have certain, like I feel secure in myself. And it's like I feel recognized. And I feel like there's something more universal about you and me. It's very spirit potent. But the focus is not on spirituality. It's more awakening to the spiritual side of the connection. As if like you have a good friendship or a good bond. If it's not real love. Could be love at first sight, but I'm not going to go there because this is more than love at first sight. Love at first sight, it's more like you falling in love with the fact that you're in love. And you love that cycle and you can like definitely daydream and lose yourself in that. But you can fall in love again at first sight several times. It does happen. Okay? But this one, it could be love at first sight, but we're not going to focus there because that's not important really here. This is more about me meeting somebody who's very similar to me. So based on if I love myself, I will love you. If you love yourself, you will love me. Unless we don't trigger each other. But this is more like spiritual. This is more instinctual stuff. So if it's not spirit, it's like if you're talking about spirituality with this person doesn't know anything about it. It's more about like energy, compatibility, chemistry wise, we vibe a lot. Okay? And we're healing with each other. Okay? But we see through each other too. Okay? Like they see through you, you see through them. You might trigger each other any moment if you want. But there's an element of my heart was beating faster. So I do have genuine love. I feel good with you. I feel good. I feel like there's a flow between you and me. Flow. Chemistry. Flow. It's like harmonious in some way. But at the end, I kind of like dreamed about it. I thought about it. I reflected over it. Like the whole situation. When I caught you looking at me or when we stared at each other because you were looking at me first. It's like that. Okay, so these were all 6 piles. I hope it's going to resonate to some people. For some people. So you will know. If you want to kind of tell me which one resonated, go ahead. If you want to kind of like, dislike, subscribe to my channel, spoil me, you know, tease me, I was going to say, go ahead. It's good. You know, wink. Kind of stuff. Okay, so that was it. And see you next time. Bye, guys.